Before we get too far in this video, I do want to put the disclaimer on here. If you clicked on this video to see an action-packed turkey hunting video, I'm afraid that is not necessarily what this video is going to be. But before you click out of it, I ask that you please do stay and watch this entire video because I feel like it teaches a valuable lesson. And along with that, some pretty dang good storytelling on how I started my turkey hunting and how I was able to tag a bird. So I'd appreciate it, guys, if you guys could please stick around and enjoy the video. Thank you. I first picked up a gun and went on my own turkey hunt for the first time ever 3 years ago. And ever since then, leading up to the past couple days, it has been a pretty wild ride. Like I said, I first picked up a gun and went on my first ever turkey hunt in the spring of 2024. That was kind of when everything kind of started to shape for me in my social media. I really hadn't started thinking about filming anything whatsoever as far as hunts went and stuff along those lines, but I knew that I wanted to kill my first bird. And that spring, I went with a buddy. We ended up going the entire spring there without a single bird that came in within 100 yards. It was a real learning curve, I feel like, that year, where it kind of taught me a lot about the basics of basic do's and don'ts when it comes to turkey hunting, learning kind of how they work on their day-to-day basis, and it kind of got me started on my path. I feel like it kind of got that hook when I heard that first gobbler in the morning actually out hunting, and I still remember it clear as day. I'll show you guys a video of it. It was really quite a thing being able to hear that first gobble, and that's what got me hooked right away. So it was one of those things where it just got me. But we ended up unfortunately going the entire spring of 2024 without tagging a bird, which was unfortunate. Out there on my own for most of the season, went with that buddy for the second season, but other than that, it was on my own, and it was rough, and there was lots of up and downs, but we made it through. Unfortunately, with no tag on a bird, but it's how it goes. Moving on to the spring of 2025, last year. Last year, I was going in the season confident. I felt like I had enough knowledge on how to mess up. I felt like I had enough knowledge that I could go in there with a bow and get it done. Using the knowledge that I had from the past years, I went to the same spots, and I had actually done scouting this year, looking forward to hopefully tagging a bird. Boy, did I come to find out that it is 10 times harder with a bow. I hunted hard all year, all the way through. With a bow tag, you get all 4 seasons. Here in Iowa, I don't know what it's like for other places, but here in Iowa, you get all 4 seasons when you buy a bow tag for a turkey. And so I thought that was like a bonus, like all 4 seasons, I can get this done easily. And we just never really got it done. There was a lot, looking back on it, I had a lot of lack of patience when it came to actually working birds, taking my time. I'd be leaving too early. I'd be doing all the things that would just screw me up in the end. If I had patience, I probably would have killed a bird the spring of 2025. But unfortunately, once again, we were unable to get it done. And again, like I said, it's one of those things where patience was the killer for me there. 2025, patience killed me the most compared to 2024 when it was just inexperience that killed me the most. Moving on to this year. This year has been full of ups and downs. It's really taught me a lot. And I was going into the season with a lot of confidence. And I was excited. I mean, I had new property that birds were on. I was watching them roost every night leading up to the days of the season opener. And when the season opener rolled around, I was ready to go. I had went down. I had made a brush blind a few days before. I knew where they were roosting. I could see them from the road every day. Every night. I'd go out, find them, watch each bird roost. Knew there was tons of big birds down there. I was just ready for the season opener to come, and sure enough, it rolled around. As we got in there, I was with my little brother Joey, and we were working our way, and we got in about, I think it was 3:30, something like that, very early. Did not want to spook him because I knew we were going to be walking right by the roost because we had to get to our brush blind that we had made down this little valley. And I knew the birds didn't strut up in the field. I knew they flew down into this valley instead of strutting up in the field. So my confidence was very, very high. moving into this, I thought that I had these birds pretty well figured out. And sure enough, when the sunlight broke through, it was money. The birds were roosted less than 100 yards away from me. It was just picture perfect. I could see them, they couldn't see me. We had a strutter and a hen out. Things were looking beautiful. Unfortunately, it was a little bit foggy that morning as well, but that didn't stop us. The birds could still see our decoys, and we really thought that these birds are going to fly down right to us. Like, there's no shot. They were hammering off like no other, and it was really just, it couldn't get much better. When you think of turkey hunting in Iowa, this was literally turkey hunting in Iowa. It's what you dream of. And sure enough, 7 o'clock-ish rolls around. These birds start flying down. They start flying down. Unfortunately, none of them flew how I thought they would. Once again, it was one of those things where I feel like inexperience kind of got the best of me. I had never actually been close to birds roosted like this and never been able to hunt them off the roost. So it was one of those things where I was kind of expecting something that, like, most likely wasn't going to happen. It was kind of out of the ordinary. I was just so confident that, like, I overlooked that part completely. But these birds ended up flying down 120 yards to our west. They could still see decoys, but they started strutting it. And there was probably 5 of them, 5 toms, and with a bunch of hens. And there was just gobble after gobble after gobble. And me and Joey, we were going. We were like, "Holy crap, dude, they're gonna come." I would call occasionally. These birds would gobble. And so we watched these birds, and they are slowly making their way to us. 120, 110, 100. They soon worked their way into 80. At 80 yards, me and Joey are expecting them to soon just haul butt over to our decoys, and we're going to get the perfect opportunity. Little did I know that there was another hunter less than 200 yards behind us, and he was hunting some other birds on a different property right behind us. And sure enough, our ears rang within seconds, and we thought we were getting shot at. A single shot rang off. We looked at our birds, and they were gone. They were out of there. They did not like that they weren't getting shot at, but it was some other birds that were behind us that another hunter was hunting. We think that hunter tagged out, so that's good for him, but it was very, very unfortunate for us as our birds spooked, and we left opening morning without anything in our hands. I ended up having to take a day break from hunting, unfortunately, due to college that I had to go to, but the very next day we were back at it on a Wednesday. And that Wednesday, what turned out to be an even better day than opening morning. Those birds were back, roosting in the same spot, hadn't spooked whatsoever, and so me and Joey were pretty confident that we could get it done again. And so we went back down, sat in our same blind, and hoped that the birds would read the script just like they were about to the other day. Sure enough, same exact routine, hammering off like no other. They were very, very vocal birds. Hammering off, flew down in the same spot. This time, we had time on our side because the other hunter had tagged out, so we had nothing to worry about as far as we knew. And eventually, these birds start working exactly how they did the day before. It was picture perfect. This time, they actually came in. And boy, oh boy, were we surprised, and we were partially ready. The camera, I had to kind of run on my own. Joey was a little bit starstruck at the moment, but we eventually were able to get some pretty cool footage, and this is what happened.
Yes, it is.
It's over here.
No, it isn't.
I don't think it is.
It is. I saw him run with it stuck in his body.
I think that's a feather.
No, that thing is stuck in him. He was running with it in his body.
I don't think it was.
I swear on my life.
I think it was a feather.
That feather. It was just a straight poke down.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
You hit.
We'll just wait. Fuck.
Was that the double bearded?
I don't know. I just shot, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, bro. Holy shit.
Holy shit. See, wasn't that epic, bro? Oh my god, bro. When you're that close, bro. Can I go check if there's no? We're gonna wait. We don't want to just move on. I'm just gonna see if I can see it from here. I'm telling you, the arrow. I thought my arrow was stuck in it too. It is. I literally saw him running with him up down. By the way, two bearded. There's a double bearded. I know. Yeah, I don't know which one I shot. Hand me my bow. All I know is that you shot that one. That was at a beard. You see that other beard? That beard was touching the ground on one of them. I know. Oh my god. Oh, he's only up line, is it? He was trying to spook when I shot. Bro, that head was staring at you, bro.
They're still striking back there.
I'm telling you.
They're still striking back there. I can see if I can try to call one in.
Alrighty, y'all. As you guys saw there, we have had a pretty eventful morning. I didn't get any videos of the blood trail, but I'm probably going to try and go back here and get some videos to show you guys. But basically, had a couple, three pretty dang good toms come in, and I don't really know what happened. I mean, blood, it shows that it's a long shot. Smoked him. He walked away like he was okay, but we trailed him for 300 plus yards, and it's guaranteed that it's a long shot. Like, it's bright blood, there's bubbles in the blood, and it's good blood coming out of him. And man, I just don't know what exactly is going on, why we can't find him. We've already taken a sweep for 2 hours. We stood down here looking all over the place, sweeping the area, looking for him. Couldn't find him after the blood just disappeared. About 30 yards from the river, the blood disappeared. And yeah, we couldn't find anything. We went across the other side of the river and looked. Nothing over there. So the worst possible case scenario right now is that he tried to fly across the river and landed in the river and went along down the river, which is unfortunate. But I don't know if I said, but we shot him, lung shot, and my arrow stuck in him actually. We were shooting a T2 expandable 2-blade broadhead, so it's just one of those things where it's very, very unlucky. And I don't know, he has to be dead. Like, judging by the shot, he has to be dead, but we just can't seem to find him, unfortunately. And so what's biting at me right now is we can't seem to figure out where he is. But all three of those birds that came through, I don't know if you guys could see on video, all three of them were double-bearded birds, real old birds. It's a place that has never been hunted for turkeys, I don't think, in a long, long time. So that's what's given them the opportunity to grow so much into what they were there. But we got another buddy on the way. He's gonna help us try to look for him. But we'll update you guys if we find anything else. Real unfortunate. Big old birds, but it's just how it goes. One less arrow down, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can find it, but I'll update you guys later. As you guys can see, we had some giant birds come in. These were old, ancient birds, and these things had not been hunted in a long time. As you could see, there was a beautiful double-bearded bird. In fact, all three of them were double-bearded. You can easily see from one part of the video, one of those birds were for sure, as you can see in the video, but being in person, you could see that all three of those birds had a double beard, which was pretty cool. As you can see, I drew back and I shot. I thought I missed at first, but we got up, we chased it, Could not find the bird. He had taken my arrow with him. We ended up going back to look. I didn't think I made a good shot whatsoever. But Joey yells my name. I walk over to him, and we find blood, and we find plenty of it for a turkey. This bird was pouring blood. And so, well, this bird has to be dead is what we thought. Like, there's no way. We just got to find it. So I'm on the phone with a good buddy, Wyatt Ritter, and he's helping me, talking me through. He eventually came out to help me find it, or attempt to at least. We searched that entire woods. We followed the blood all the way up till we got to the river edge. Unfortunately, to our knowledge, we think that the bird tried to fly across and was not able to make it across the river. Unfortunately, we think he went down the river and we were unable to recover him, which was heartbreaking and devastating for me. This was a massive double-bearded bird. It'd be such a great way to get my first bird ever. And unfortunately, we couldn't recover it, which it had me out for a few days. I ended up not hunting, in fact, for probably the next 2 or 3 weeks. Like, it was brutal on me. And it was one of those things where it's like, am I destined not to, like, ever be able to tag out? It was one of those things where it's just like, I can't get anything to go my way in the woods. And I was on the verge of giving up. I really was. Now, I prepped very, very hard for this bow season, and I was really, really, really shocked when we were unable to find this bird. Like I said, I thought that I was destined not to tag out. Maybe it was a sign from God telling me not to hunt anymore. It was one of those things where I just had so many questions on why it couldn't go right for me in the woods. Why nothing was going my way, why I couldn't kill anything. And it wasn't even just about killing. It was just about being able to harvest one. Like I said, I took a couple weeks off, and I wasn't sure if I even wanted to, if the season was over. But sure enough, I decided to go back out, but this time I bought a shotgun tag. Now, I went out where I saw a tom strutting with a bunch of hens in the previous morning. So I decided to go out and see if I can get it done. That morning, when I went out, it was dead silent. There wasn't a single sound of a bird. There wasn't nothing near. You could just tell the place was dead, like there was nothing even in the vicinity for birds. They were just gone. Nothing there. Sat there quietly, did not move. Nothing came. I came to learn to find out that they had just put in cattle right behind the fence line, right where I was sitting. It's a pasture right behind where I was sitting. And I assumed they did that the night before, which pushed the birds far away. Now, this was another thing where, like, I was like, once again, nothing's going right. Nothing's going my way. I'm never going to tag out. Like, I'm just destined not to be able to harvest one. And I proceeded to get invited to go on a couple hunts with a buddy. And he had killed plenty of birds in the past. And so he was also struggling as well this year with being able to tag out. He had had a lot of unlucky hunts and just needed to tag out. And sure enough, when that morning rolls around, I'm running on 4 hours of sleep because of job shadows and other things going on. 4 hours of sleep in like the past 2 days, and sure enough, I missed my alarm Friday morning. And I was unbelievably pissed. I was like, if I can't even wake up anymore, like, what is the point of going out anymore? Like, this is like, maybe I genuinely thought it was a sign from God just telling me to quit hunting. Like, it ain't for you. And I guess I tried to go Saturday morning, which would be yesterday at this point in time when I'm recording. Sure enough, I missed my alarm again. Wake up at 5:25 and my alarm was set for 4 o'clock. It was one of those things where it's like, holy crap. Like, it has to be, yeah, I'm done. Like, there's no way I'm not going out again. Like, if I can't wake up for alarm, I can't hunt anymore this year. Like, it just got to call it quits. So I was extremely mad that we could not even wake up for our alarm anymore, but we are now early May and we have tons of grad parties going on. So after not being able to wake up, we ended up having a bunch of grad parties to go to scattered throughout the day. We had one that we ended up going to at 1 o'clock, and then I went home to chill for a little bit. As I was at home just playing Xbox like any other day, when I'm just got some downtime, just sitting back, I went to go look for my brother. And out our patio door, I look into our field, our home field, like on our home property, which we never have birds ever. Like, I never see them, at least. I hear stories about Tom once a year in our field strutting. And there's a hen that hangs around here all summer and late spring. Just a single hen that I've only ever seen on camera before, and I've seen her when I'm just out in the woods. And sure enough, I look out the patio door and there's a tom strutting in our field, and I'm like, holy crap, like this is a once a year opportunity that I have where like there's gonna be a tom in our field. And I'm in shorts, and I decide to go grab a stick and pull over, grab the shotgun, grab a fan, and unfortunately I wish I got footage of this moment because I was scrambling. I was like, oh my god, I don't know how long this bird's gonna be here. And I'll show you guys here on the map. I worked my way from my truck. I grabbed my gun, fan, threw on a pullover. I'm in shorts and Crocs. And I didn't even have time to put on my face mask. I run around the back side of our yard, all the way down to our woods, and this bird is about 120, maybe 150 out from me, and I have this fan. And at the time, I didn't realize he was henned up. And he sees my fan, but he does not have a care in the world. So at this point, I decided the fan is going to be my disguise rather than my decoy. And sure enough, I had to work my way all the way around of our woods, all the way on the back side of it, where I was able to sneak up behind him. And at this point, I was probably within 60, 70 yards of it. That's did not mean to make a joke out of that, sorry. We were about 70 yards away from him. And so at this point, I'm kind of like, okay, I got to have a game plan here. I got to be smart about this. Like, there's a hen that's watching around. This tom is strutting right here. Like, this doesn't usually happen on our property of all places. And I eventually sneak up, and I have this fan. I'm using it as my disguise at this point. Like, I'm crawling, hands and knees with a gun in my hand, with the fan hold up, and the wind is whipping. And I ended up screwing up my thumb for a little bit there, because I was fighting the wind with that fan up. And if that fan came down, they see me, I'm done. It's busted, and the season's really over at that point. But luckily enough, I was able to sneak up where I got behind a tree, and I kept using the fan to peek around to see where this hen was, see what was going on, see where the tom was strutting around. And I worked my way up to 45, 40, that kind of range, between 35 to 45 yards. I don't know, I probably should go back and range it, honestly, and figure out how far it was. But I was able to sneak up that far, and I was behind a tree, and I kept having the fan, looking around, checking where they are, making sure. The hen ended up bedding down, sitting right down in the middle of our field. And so I was like, oh crap, she's facing right towards me, like this is going to be real risky. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we're going to try to do it. So eventually I kept my eyes on that tom as he's strutting around her. He ends up turning his back to me, and that's when I'm like, okay, this is go time. So I set down the fan so that half of the fan is still visible for the hen, and I can stand up behind this tree without them seeing me. And sure enough, I was able to stand up. I kept my gun parallel to me, and basically in a split second, I'm a lefty. I reached around the right side of the tree, holding the gun, and sure enough, I was able to get a shot off on this bird. As soon as I peeked around that corner, hen shot up, the tom dropped down, looked what was up, and that's when everything kind of went in a flash. I don't really remember it, but that's when this happened. Holy crap, guys, we just did it. I didn't get it on video. I just saw a bird in our field, which we never have birds in our field. And I just threw on some camo real quick, grabbed the gun, and we just did it, boys. We just absolutely smoked one. The bugs are horrible, the bees are horrible, but holy crap, guys, that was, oh my god, dude. I wish I could have gotten a video, but I didn't even care about the video. I just saw a bird in our field, and it's late in the season now, so I just knew I had to take a shot in the dark, and holy crap, we did it, boys. Look at this hammer, though. I shouldn't say hammer, it's not the biggest bird. It's got decent spurs, good beard, but holy crap, I'll show you guys on the maps here, but basically I'll walk you through it. Saw the bird from my truck, well, from our patio door, and I was like freaking out because we never have toms in our field. We've only ever occasionally had a hen in the summer and late spring. And basically what happened was I grabbed the Beretta A400 that luckily enough had a good friend drop that off, and holy crap, it came. I missed my alarm today. I thought we were cooked. Missed my alarm this morning, and it just, sorry for the bad lighting, but missed my alarm. And I thought the season's over. Like, nothing's going my way. Like, I can't even wake up for an alarm. We're gonna be done. And sure enough, we look out in the field and we saw that bird. And so I hauled butt to the truck, grabbed my gun, grabbed some camo, threw it on quick,
and grabbed a fan, and we circled our way. I'll show you guys here. We circled our way around all the way on the backside. He wasn't coming into the fan whatsoever, so I used that as my disguise almost. The bugs are absolutely atrocious, but use that to my disguise, and we worked all the way, looped around him, got to the backside of him, and oh my god, I'm out of breath. That was crazy. I was sweating my butt off. The bugs are bad. I'm pretty sure I got poison ivy on my knees right now, but basically we were able to crawl close enough, and the hen he was with kept noticing me but didn't do anything about it, and this Tom just kept strutting in a circle nonstop. Eventually we got close enough. I stood up, leaned against a tree, I think it was 35-40 yards maybe, and just blasted him, dropped him immediately. And oh my god, that's our first bird ever, baby. That's a crazy one on our home farm, where we never get stuff like this. We never get Toms, so that's pretty wild. And to catch them at this time being home is absurd, but we're tagged out in Iowa, baby. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Holy shit. Oh, shit, my bad. Bugs are horrible. Holy crap, guys. Let's take a look at this bird. Oh.
I was able to shoot my first ever bird, and sure enough, it came in the most unexpected place possible. I was overwhelmed with emotions. Like, I swear, like, everything that felt like it was going against me was relieved right there. In that moment when I finally was able to get it done, like, I sat in that field, I sat there screaming, thanking God, like, thank you, Lord, for this moment, because this is, like, what it's made of. This is why we do it. And it was, like, one of those things where it's, like, all of this, all the failure, all of the mistakes led up to that point right there. And it was just one of those things you can't draw up any better. My knees are bleeding. It was rough, but it was one of those things where it was unbelievably worth it. You can't draw it up any better. And for that to be my first bird on our property, of all places where we never see birds, it's like God designed it. He put it there for me, and I had to just go do it. I had to go get it. And sure enough, we were able to go do it. And it's going to be one of the most memorable hunts of my entire life. It was one of those things where knees are bleeding in shorts and Crocs, just grabbing a pullover, a fan, and a gun on our home farm and getting it done. It was amazing. I was overwhelmed with emotion, and looking back on it, it was well worth all the years of not being able to tag out, all the frustration, all the emotions. It was all worth it. Learning from your mistakes, and to finally be able to put a tag on a bird for once and be able to get it done how I was able to get it done just means so much. It really does. And it's just one of those things where I'm so grateful, and it's going to go down in the history books for me as the greatest turkey hunt that I might ever have. It really was one of those most memorable things of my life in the woods.
What is up, y'all? We are out here now. We got the bird back up here, and holy crap. Man, am I proud to be able to finally get my first bird ever. And for a first bird, is not bad at all. I mean, it's a beautiful bird, a real beautiful bird, but we're gonna take some measurements here. We'll get my tag all notched up and around him, and pretty dang grateful. Thought the season's over. We actually ended up missing our alarm this morning. I think I said that earlier. Missed our alarm this morning, and really thought the season was over, but somehow, some way, God delivered, and we got it done. So very proud to be able to finally shoot my first bird. So like I said, it's a beautiful, beautiful bird. Has a few feathers missing there here and there, but that was just for the shot. He had a nice full fan, which very proud of this. But oh, that's awesome, guys. Oh man. Here, let's get our tag notched here.
With that being said, y'all, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my story. It was a long, hard road, but we finally were able to get it done and get our first bird ever after 3 treacherous years. But I'm glad I was able to stick him out stay in it, and get the job done. Please subscribe, y'all, hit the notifications, and please share this video, y'all. The moral of the story in this video I want to be is to not give up in what you're doing, to keep grinding. You never know how it's going to turn out for you. 1 second it may be the worst time ever, and the next day it can totally flip around. So just keep grinding, y'all. That's moral of the story. So thank you for watching, y'all. Like I said, subscribe, turn on notifications, share this video with a friend, please. It greatly helps out. But thanks for watching, y'all. Peace out.